Do you know that boys get sexually molested too? And this molestation can be carried out by either a male or a female person. It can be perpetrated by family members, maids, 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 by teachers, family friends, area aunties, area uncles, even strangers. And the sad part is that you may never know if they don't tell you or if you don't pay attention. And it's made worse because several societies around the world encourage boys to be quiet, to endure pain, to man up. So it gets to that point where a lot of boys just keep it inside because they are trying to fit into the role that society has crafted for them. You know how people beat a child and then they tell the child not to cry? That if the child cries, they'll beat the child all over again. So they just tell you, swallow the pain, like keep it inside, keep it inside. You must endure it, no matter how painful what has been inflicted on you is. You have to just swallow it. I think it is similar to that. We have been taught to just keep things inside. And I think it is worse for boys. But you can help your child by noticing the changes in them, especially around certain people. You know, a boy that used to be jovial, that talks, that plays, all of a sudden is very fearful or afraid of a certain person, all of a sudden becomes quiet when a certain auntie comes around. Or maybe a boy that used to be very well behaved suddenly begins to misbehave. I think it is called imploding and exploding. Some people, when they've experienced abuse, they implode. They just become quiet. They keep everything inside. They change. They are depressed because children get depressed too. You know, young people get depressed too. They keep everything inside, and then there is explosion, like exploding, where some people they become very angry. That is when you see them, their attitude have changed. They become sometimes even destructive. They become abusive towards certain people. I think when things like that happen, it is not time for you to begin to beat up that child, for you to begin to call that child disrespectful, for you to begin to complain. It is time for you to sit that boy down and actually ask him what is going on. And I hope your children have a relationship with you. Yes, the kind of relationship where they can actually tell you these things. I hope your son has not been silenced. I hope your son is not that child that you have been telling since when he was very young that he should keep quiet, he should not talk too much, he should endure. I hope your son is somebody that can confide in you. I hope your son is not a child that is afraid of you. I hope your children can trust you enough to tell you they've been going through this. And I hope when your son comes to you to tell you he's been sexually abused or assaulted, or has been sexually abused or assaulted by somebody, no matter how close that person is to you, no matter how much you revere that person, you respect that person, you will believe your child and you will take action to get to the root of the matter and get help for your child, and of course justice. And I want to say to the abusers, every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Be careful around boys. Leave boys alone. Go and get married. Yes, get married and leave young boys alone. Stop touching their private parts. Stop telling them to touch you. Stop telling them to look at you naked. Stop introducing pornography to them. Stop telling them to masturbate in front of you, and stop doing it in front of them. Let them grow up healthy. Do not introduce terrible acts and habits to them. You might think, well, nobody will believe them. Nobody is paying attention. But we are beginning to pay attention now. Dear parents, pay as much attention to your son as you do to your daughter. Because you would be heartbroken if in some years to come you find out that someone that you trusted so much with your son was sexually assaulting him and you did not know.